Well, how are things?
I am not doing well.
Let's talk about that.
I guess it's been since last October that I started to crack, and I expected to feel better by now. I am not feeling better, I am feeling worse.
In what ways?
I have been talking to my friends and no one can believe that I have the bipolar disorder.
When you came to the hospital, you were talking really fast, and you had not been sleeping. That is the bipolar disorder.
My child had been kidnapped for 6 months and my grandmother was dying.
Those things would not be enough to give you the bipolar disorder. Without the genetic, biological predisposition present, you would not have the bipolar disorder.
Did you perform a genetic test that showed I have the bipolar disorder?
No. There is no genetic test that shows the bipolar disorder.
Did you do a biological test that shows the bipolar disorder?
No, there is no biological test that shows the bipolar disorder.
Did you do any test that shows the bipolar disorder?
No. Here is no test that shows the bipolar disorder. We did a thyroid test to confirm that it was not your thyroid.
How do you know I have a genetic, biological predisposition to the bipolar disorder?
You were talking really fast. You were not sleeping. That is the bipolar disorder. Let's talk about your medicine.
I am taking 10 milligrams of Abilify every day. I do not feel well. I feel slow, tired, and nauseous. I do not have the motivation for anything.
Let's increase the dose.
I don't feel well on Abilify, and I should increase the dose.
Yes, you have the bipolar disorder. The bipolar disorder is a mood disorder.
What is a mood disorder?
A mood disorder is a disorder of mood.
So because I was upset, I have a mood disorder?
You were talking really fast. You were not sleeping. That is the bipolar disorder.
How will Abilify treat the bipolar disorder?
It will lift your depressive feelings and lower your manic feelings. It will stabilize your mood.
But I don't have a stable mood. I have been feeling depressed. I have no motivation for anything.
That is because the bipolar disorder is very complex to treat. We need to increase the dose.
Will increasing Abilify work to stabilize my mood?
It may stabilize your mood. We will have to see.
How will we know if it is working?
If you feel better, Abilify is working to stabilize your mood.
If I don't feel better, what will we do?
There are a lot of options. There is also Seroquel.
Will the Seroquel work to stabilize my mood?
I don't know. We will have to see.
What if the Seroquel doesn't stabilize my mood?
We will increase the dose.
What if that doesn't work?
We have a lot of options. There is also Risperdal.
How will we know when Risperdal is working?
When you feel better, that means the medicine is working.
What if I do not feel better?
That means the bipolar disorder is hard to treat. It is a mood disorder. It is chronic and episodic. It requires lifelong medication.
So I have to spend the rest of my life on psychiatric drugs?
Most people with the bipolar disorder need medication for the rest of their lives. The medicine makes the highs not so high and the lows not so low.
Isn't the nature of life ups and downs?
In the bipolar disorder, it is a mood disorder. It is a condition like diabetes. It requires lifelong medication.
It is like diabetes. Is it a disorder of the pancreas?
No, the bipolar disorder is not a disorder of the pancreas.
Where is the bipolar disorder?
We don't know. It is like diabetes.
Is it a hormone deficiency?
No, it is not a hormone deficiency. It is like diabetes.
Does it result in long-term organ failure, blindness, and infection?
No. It is like diabetes. It needs to be managed. It is managed with medication. People with the bipolar disorder need lifelong medication.
I don't like the medication. It makes me sick. And I am not feeling better on the medication.
We probably need to change the medication. Let's see how things go for the next week and we'll look at adjusting at that point. I also need to run a fasting blood glucose test on you.
Ah, so the bipolar disorder is like diabetes. It is diagnosed with a bad blood sugar level.
No. The bipolar disorder is not diagnosed with a fasting blood glucose reading. I need to have your blood glucose tested.
If the bipolar disorder is not diagnosed with a bad blood sugar, why do I need to have my blood sugar tested?
because the Abilify and other medicines for the bipolar disorder is associated with an increase in blood glucose levels.
So the psychiatric drug causes diabetes.
Causation cannot be established. A lot of people who take Abilify and medicines like it get diabetes. You need to eat right and exercise.
If I eat right and exercise, will you still need to test my blood sugar?
Yes. You will need a blood glucose level for the entire time you are taking the Abilify.
Why? Will I get diabetes from the Abilify?
We are wrapping up now. Do you have any questions for me?
I just want to know if I have understood you correctly. I have the bipolar disorder. There is no genetic or biological test for the bipolar disorder, so I have not had any genetic or biological test for the bipolar disorder. But you know it is a genetic, biological condition because that is what the bipolar disorder is. You know the bipolar disorder is what I have, because I was talking really fast, and I was not sleeping. It is a disorder like diabetes, because it requires lifelong medication. The purpose of the medication is to make me feel better, because that is what treats the bipolar disorder. But if the Abilify does not make me feel better, I should increase the dose. The medication will also raise my blood sugar, and give me a disease that is actually diabetes, even if I eat right and exercise. But I might not even feel better, and may need to try other medication. That medication may not make me feel better, and I may need to try other medication. Is that what you are saying?
You seem upset.
Holy shit.
You seem upset.
I can't believe anyone falls for this crap you are peddling.
You seem upset. That is because you have the bipolar disorder. It is a mood disorder. It requires medication. Medication will make you feel better. When do you want to come in next?
I do not want to do this. Your drug makes me want to kill myself.
You should not say that. If you say that you want to kill yourself, I will have to put you on involuntary hold in a psychiatric ward for the bipolar disorder.